Hello and welcome, bookworms. So this is my final disclaimer because this is the final one that will be filmed with the Christmas lights behind me. Don't forget, I have said that these are pre-filmed, and this was filmed in the middle of December when it was sort of like the Christmas lights. So from next week, we will be back to normal with no Christmas lights and Folio Society behind me, just in case any of you decide that you're going to start judging me for having Christmas lights up still in the middle of January. Although I do think we need a sparkle right until at least February. But that's something I don't think my husband will let me get away with. Christmas lights through to the end of January. I think I've got away with it long enough. Anyway, this week's episode of The Contented Narrative, we are looking at Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. There we go, get the Christmas lights on it. So this was a slow burn, and this was an unexpected ending. And there was a couple of twists in it that I didn't really see coming. But genuinely quite enjoyable. So essentially what happens is you've got your main guy, Grady Green, who's an author, and a year ago his wife disappears, just vanishes. On the phone to him, says there's someone in the road, gets out the car, vanishes. He hasn't seen or heard from her since. Then he's kind of struggling to write. He can't write, and he's losing all his money because he's not been able to present anything. So his publisher is like, look, I've got this cabin in Scotland hidden away, go there, it'll help clear your head, write a book, you'll be absolutely fine. And so then he goes out to this little Scottish island where they're like, no visitors. If it's not visitor season, no visitors can't have cars. And it's sort of like a thriller, but it's such a slow build thriller that you forget that you're in a thriller. And it feels weird because at times I was like, could you just pick it up a bit? But then he realises there's no cell reception, so you can't talk to the outside world. And when he's asking about the return ferry, the sheriff and the ferry woman is like, I'm really sorry, there isn't a return ferry at the time. And it's things like that. And then he realises that people are communicating with walkie-talkies. And then he thinks he's seen his dead wife everywhere. So he's kind of going through this and being like, what's going on? And then he realises that the previous author's cabin, who it was, actually died on that island in that cabin. And then it's got a couple of little sort of like, oh, and then this story, oh, it turns out to be true. Oh, this story, oh, it's true. Oh, this story is because of this person, this person, this person. And I do think sometimes when you want something in a nice, neat little bow, you don't need it in a nice, neat little bow. But it was done nicely. And the way it ended, I was kind of happy with the outcome of his character for the reasons that I can't discuss because it's a massive spoiler. But I did feel like I don't know, like as it was progressing through the story and as you start figuring some things out, I was kind of like, okay, right, why? And some of the reasonings with some of the decisions and some of the reasonings behind some of the things that happened, I was like, I don't know if I agree with this. But again, so this is a really hard one to talk about. I don't know why I picked this one. But I want you guys to read it. That's probably why I picked it. But it's a really hard one to talk about because, to be perfectly honest, there's not much I can talk about without giving some of it away. But he does write another bestseller, not completely by himself. But it was, I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice twisty turny one. There were points where I was like, all right, don't agree with why you've said it or what you've done, but fine. But I would say definitely give this one a read and let me know if you agree with his outcome. As we say, whether or not you think it was deserved or not deserved. Let me know if you agree with the villagers' decisions or disagree with the villagers' decisions. And again, can't say much more about what I'm talking about. So I really hope that you guys watch this review, read the book, and then let me know what you think so I can feel a little bit of vindication. But obviously that is beside the point. So thank you so much for your continued support. I know I say this pretty much every week. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, for watching my videos, for then going away and reading the books and coming back and let me know that you have done. Thank you for recommending books to me as well, so keep doing that. I would say as well, if you're a new author and you're self-published or you'd like me to review your book on the channel, never mind somebody else's book, send me a message and I'm sure I can sort of like buy your book and give it a review on here. I'm never expecting anyone to send me their books for free. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to be receiving free books, but you guys don't have my address. So how are you going to do that? But Send me messages if you're an author and you'd like me to have a read and give an honest opinion and an honest review. I don't have a lot of followers, but I do have, the ones that I have are very loyal. So thank you so much. I cannot do this without you. And even if there's only like 3 people or 1 person that watches this video every week, you're the reason that I keep putting them out. So honestly, I can't thank you guys enough. But remember, you know what I'm gonna say. Remember to always keep it contento.